Welcome to Oracle NetSuite's SuiteWorld 2024.
Opportunity is endless right now. Technology is allowing us to dive deeper, explore further, navigate new territories. There's no better time for growth. And with the right foundation, you're prepared to seize that potential. But as innovation continues to roll in, you must evolve to be able to capture those electrifying opportunities. You need a system that's a natural extension of your work, that offers a view of your entire environment, that communicates intelligently across your ecosystem, that proactively responds to disruption, and all works together effortlessly. With a foundation like this, it's all systems grow.
Please welcome to the stage Oracle NetSuite's founder and Executive Vice President, Evan Goldberg.
Thank you, all of you, amazing dancers. Don't worry, you're in the right place. This isn't National Geographic Live. It actually is SuiteWorld 2024. And appropriately, we're here at a true wonder of the natural world, a parking lot in Las Vegas. But wasn't that opening cool? I mean, you may have noticed a bit of a similarity to a venue down the street called the Sphere. I mean, instead of the Sphere, you got a half cylinder, and instead of the Eagles, you got me. But we're running with it. The reason we had to get into such a different venue this year is it's the biggest SuiteWorld ever, with over 7,500 of you here in person and thousands more joining on air. Yeah. NetSuite also hit an incredible milestone recently. The global NetSuite community now comprises over 40,000 customers. And you are, yes, and thank you. And you are some of the highest performing businesses globally. This year, of the Forbes Cloud 100 companies, 83 are NetSuite customers. So you guys are killing it. And we continue our expansion all around the world. Our move to OCI, Oracle's cloud infrastructure, has allowed us to build data centers wherever you are. On the map, you can see our presence now, and soon we're going to be in India and Brazil. This will bring us to 36 data centers in 17, yay Brazil, yay India. 36 data centers in 17 OCI regions, continuing to give unparalleled security, reliability, and uptime as all 40,000 plus of you keep growing. Now, welcome to SuiteWorld 2024. We have so much to tell you about, and we could not be more excited about what's ahead. But first, I'd like to thank all our sponsors. These are the incredible folks. The NetSuite ecosystem is the best in the industry. Please take some time to visit them in the expo hall. They have incredible technology that can make your NetSuite experience even better. And I'd like to especially thank our titanium sponsor, Celigo. They've been an incredible partner over the years. Thanks, Celigo, yeah? Give it up. They've been helping thousands of NetSuite customers extend the power of the suite, and we're going to hear from their CEO a bit later. So you may wonder what the natural ecosystem we're looking at, this imagery, has to do with business. Well, for one thing, there's something that's very true both in the natural world and the business world. Change is the only constant. And in both cases, it's adapt or die. Now, in business, we've learned through years of disruption, the only thing you can absolutely count on is how you run your organization, how you make it adaptable to handle anything that comes along. Yet amidst change, we must find ways to survive and to grow. And if you look around, you see it. Companies may be cutting or slimming, but they're still creating and executing growth strategies. The competition is not going anywhere. The external factors are never going to be perfect. But for the best run businesses, growth is always on. The best way to ensure you're poised for growth and to actually achieve it is with a powerful technology foundation that can weather storms and capitalize on those sunny days as the environment constantly changes. Now, it's challenging finding that growth foundation. Technology gets complicated quickly as you grow. Your systems become inconsistent, they don't communicate. It makes it hard to assess where you stand, much less how to make the changes to get where you want to go. Now, different systems, they become hard to learn, they become hard to use. Your people can't easily leverage the elements of your technology. They can't glean insights, they can't boost productivity, they can't collaborate effectively. Overly complicated technology can end up slowing, or worse, prohibiting growth. Instead, you want your growing business to be like the redwood trees in the opening. Now, in a redwood forest, the trees are interconnected with an all-encompassing root system that allows them to literally share nutrients and communicate about the environment. And all of that communication, really all that growth, comes from the foundation, an interconnected root system. That's one system that allows the forest to act almost as a single organism. It's an incredibly complex ecosystem, but everything works together, leading to the incredible beauty we see above the ground. Now, your business is complex, but with the right foundation, you too can achieve efficient growth, and that's a beautiful thing. We designed NetSuite to be that ideal foundation for growth, that underpinning that connects your entire business and provides a platform for expansion. We started in 1998 with a vision of a single system to run an entire organization, interconnecting every function in all its complexity in a way that feels simple. Over the years, we've continually updated the suite to make even more of a growth accelerant out of it. With each advance, the system becomes more seamlessly integrated and informs the way you work, even as your business evolves. And now, AI is supercharging the ability to get you to grow quickly and efficiently. AI is that force multiplier, allowing us to make huge strides in advising and assisting you to reach your goals. The result is that NetSuite is that Redwood forest ecosystem, alive and active, exchanging insights across functions, working on your behalf to pursue growth, suggesting actions that you didn't even think of and helping you take them. And it's handling all this complexity behind the scenes. Users only perceive simplicity. So when your business has this powerful foundation of growth and you use it to your full potential, you reach a state of peak performance. You're able to drive growth no matter what's happening around you. That's when you realize it's all systems grow. With everything we've been working on at NetSuite, the power of the foundation has never been greater. Let's talk today about some of these advances. There's 4 main areas we've been focusing on the future, which we'll explore today. The first is reimagining the user experience to be a more natural extension of your work. Second, giving you a better overall bird's eye view of your business. Automating more processes so you can work productively and focus on what matters. And building out that redwood forest, that robust ecosystem where all elements work collaboratively. As a result, your ability to achieve efficient growth has been never more in your grasp as it is today. Let's start with that major source of power, the reimagined user experience. You're going to start to notice it throughout the suite. Actions are going to seem more natural. In some cases, the system will perform these actions for you. The ideal foundation handles the maximum it can automatically, and then when your participation is required, the interaction is smooth and seamless. This is the experience we've been working on with our colleagues at Oracle very intentionally over many years. As it happens, the new design system the Oracle UX team has pioneered is called Redwood, and we have the leader behind it here today to give us his vision. But first, let's get a taste of Redwood.
Please welcome to the stage Oracle's Senior Vice President of User Experience Design, Hillel Cooperman.
Thank you so much, Hillel. So great. I remember our first meeting at Oracle like it was yesterday. It's been a few years that you've been there. You've been the leader in all things user experience. But why don't you just start a bit about the road that led you to Oracle?
Sure. I had worked at Microsoft for many years and started my own agency with my creative partner here at Oracle, Jenny Lamb. And Oracle called and said, hey, we'd really love for you to come help us with our user experience and our whole identity. And we asked them, are you excited to just make it a little better, or are you excited to make it amazing, like the best there is? And they said, that's what we want. And so it was a no-brainer, and we came and we're incredibly delighted by what we found here, all the energy and passion and excitement.
Yeah, well, it's been absolutely incredible. So getting into design thinking and how you've been looking at things over these years, how have you seen the expectations of business users change in recent years?
I mean, I think for many years, people only used software at work, and maybe they had a computer at home, did a little email, or played a game. But I think when people started using smartphones and their phones became really integrated into their lives, their standard for software went up. And they said, wow, a lot of the software on my phone is designed beautifully, incredibly easy to use. I do lots of sophisticated things. And then they would go to work and use their work software and enterprise software and say, this is not so great. And I think that our users really demanded better, and rightly so. And so I think their expectations changed, and we're trying to rise to meet those and hopefully even exceed them.
Yeah, well, I mean, you and your team have completely revolutionized the way Oracle approaches user experience. It's been so gratifying for us. That's why this whole thing is Redwood. But take us back to the early thinking about design that you had when you first got to Oracle that started you on this path to Redwood.
I mean, it was interesting. Like, I got here just after NetSuite did, and already there was incredible energy in the company for focusing on user experience excellence. And it's not that there hadn't been before. There were talented people, it was a priority, but also, I think, like I said, user expectations changed. And so what we really looked at is how do we make enterprise software feel as good or better than the consumer software that people use every day? And I think up until that point, there was this sort of conceit that, oh, well, you know, work software is more complicated. You couldn't possibly make it as easy to use as, you know, the consumer software I use every day, Airbnb, Uber, whatever it is. And I think we just said, we reject that. And the energy and attitude and, frankly, humility that I found in all the people who work at Oracle, NetSuite folks, Oracle folks, everybody, was really beautiful and really allowed for us to focus on what users needed and reimagine the experience they could have at work. And I think that's really important because people spend a lot of their time at work supporting themselves, supporting their families, and so that was kind of where we started in our heart there to try and make things better for people.
Yeah, well, I mean, when you think about it, and you've kind of alluded to this, people are using these systems all day, you know, finance users, sales users, operational users. What are the barriers that are preventing these people from getting the most out of these systems?
I mean, look, just even the flow of the user interface being cumbersome and having to go from this screen to that screen to the other screen and not thinking through the way that users actually use things, but it was more of just like presenting information and the way we stored it and not making things user-centric. I also think another thing that we think about is a lot of times software needs to be configured to do what people need, and I think software can be more adaptable and organic for users, and they can, and we'll even see it in a little bit, their ability to just customize things the way they want, because never mind across multiple customers, but even within one company, there are different users using the system different ways and need it to reflect their preferences, and letting them make those decisions is really critical so it can adapt to their needs instead of them having to adapt to the software.
Yeah, so I mean, you've kind of started to allude to this. What are we doing to help customers overcome these hurdles?
I mean, the first thing that we really do is we try to understand what is the user trying to do? What are their goals? What is their outcome that they desire? And then really mapping it step by step by step and identifying every point of friction and removing it. Another thing is making search work amazingly. Instead of having to find things in, you know, menu within a menu within a menu, and oh, I think I found the right thing, or learn our way of speaking or our terminology. With search, you can search for things the way you know them. You may say, I want to submit an expense. You may say, I have a receipt for $25. You may say, give me my money back. We should be able to understand how the user refers to the feature, and we should adapt to their needs, not the other way around.
Yeah, and I mean, Ask Oracle was, you're evangelist for this from day one. I mean, it kind of makes sense. That's what you do to oracles, is you ask them questions. But, and what's really powering a lot of this now is that it's an AI world. We're just the humans living in it. So how does AI change your approach to reimagining user experience?
Well, it's exactly that. I mean, the new generative AI technology that we're bringing to customers, it right out of the gate has let us do beautiful things in terms of understanding how humans actually speak, and then translating that into the functionality they need. So again, instead of you having to learn our terminology, you just say it exactly the way you want to and we'll understand it. And then even better, when there's opportunities for us to make suggestions, recommendations, pre-write a job description, do a narrative on a sales report, even not just express ourselves in language, but in terms of visualizations of data, which again, we'll see in a couple of minutes. Like these large language models, this generative AI helps us do that in a way that humans understand. And again, they don't have to decipher computer terminology and technology just to understand stuff that should be made for them, not for us.
Yeah, well, specifically in Redwood, we kind of have a unique way that we're integrating AI into the user experience.
What you're going to start to see, and we're going to show this in a second, you're going to start to see this not just in NetSuite, but in all of Oracle's user-facing software, is a box at the top of the screen called Ask Oracle. And your ability to just type in whatever you want in there, whether it's a search for data, whether it's a command, whether it's a prompt, and have us just do the right thing. That's going to become an anchor in our AI-forward user interface across all of our applications, and especially NetSuite, who's really a leader in terms of jumping on this stuff really quickly here at Oracle.
Okay, well, we actually have some examples of Redwood in action today, and we're going to show how it's going to be continuing to appear across the suite. So let's take a look, and you can give us a little color commentary from Hillel Cooperman, the master behind it.
Okay, I don't have a telestrator, but the first thing you would see is just this dashboard itself, even the attention and polish given to like a dashboard, but it feels really readable. The typography was made just for you. That's our own typeface that was made just to be really readable, responsive, and accessible. All the main functions that you care about in running your business are right there across the top, and each one gives you a different visualization below of the key data. And you even get little summaries of the data up top so you know what you do and don't want to go look at and where things are at. On the left, you click on that little button and you get the to-do list, which really gives you a sense of control over all the things that you want to do. You go in here to fulfill a sales order, we'll go to the Actions button. And then once it's done, you'll see on the left, when this is submitted, that the actual task and to-do item lights up green, and you know that it's done. And again, this is just a great way that the system guides you in your work, and it knows what you need to do. In the bottom right, our little home button takes you to all the capabilities that NetSuite has to offer. Go back home, back to the tabs. And notice we have this table of data with a visualization up top. We can scroll down and just see the table. And we can even go see the income statement. Now this is interesting because when I click on one cell and see the summary, I can see all of the rows that went into that summary. I can also go to another report. Let's go to sales over time. And this is what I was talking about not having to configure things centrally, but letting a user do it. They can go add columns really easily, see all the columns the way they want them. And the report updates live. There's no OK, cancel. You just do what you want, put the columns you want, change the order of the columns here in this table. Super easy, drag and drop, save the view. And now we're going to go back to sales reports, go back into that same report and watch. It, of course, remembers exactly all our configuration, all our columns, the order and everything for that user, which is really key. Finally, watch, there's Ask Oracle up at the top, and watch in natural language. The user searches for orders over $1,000 from customers in New York. It even suggests as you go. Want to add one more predicate to that, status equals open. Pin that search, and now, again, super lightweight. If we remove those queries, watch what happens. The little suggestions to the right of the box, the query that we just pinned will appear just like magic. Boop, there it is. Right there, you can click on it. Now you don't even have to type it again. It just is ready for you when you need.
Wow. Well, that was a bit of a whirlwind tour, and there's so much more to Redwood. We're so excited to keep working with you. It's great to see everything you and your team have done. thanks so much for coming today and
Thank
sharing
you so
a
much,
little bit
Evan.
on
We
your
love
business today.
NetSuite. We love working with your
Love
team.
working with you. It's great stuff. All right. So now we're about to see the next steps we're taking towards achieving this vision that Hillel described. Ways of making the suite an even more natural extension of your everyday work. These solutions are going to be easier to use and more intuitive than ever before, and they're going to fit naturally into your everyday processes to enhance these processes and accelerate growth. So we just heard Hillel talk about the Redwood design system, and we've hinted at it before at SuiteWorld. Today, we're excited to announce that Redwood is here, and you're going to start seeing it in NetSuite. Starting with, you've probably seen it already, in the login page. You can see it before and after here, but you're going to see it in a lot more places. You're going to see it in your dashboards. You're going to see it in your forms, like sales order. You're going to see it in lists. And it's not just a new look, there are real improvements to usability. Collapsible field groups, collapsible lists, making viewing and editing more efficient. You're going to see the new search UI in a couple different places today. The goal is to deliver a consumer-grade experience that displays what you need, when you need it, and it guides you seamlessly to your next action. Now, the Redwood design system is also making its debut in the Customer 360 dashboard, which is available now and continually being updated. Customer 360 delivers everything you need to know about your buyers, the critical information from all over the suite, all in one place. At a glance, you get a snapshot of the customer value, the status of customers, key KPIs such as top-selling products, recent activity. There's a specific section for sales performance. There's a specific section for recent activity. And then there's tabs for more detail. And when you drill down into these tabs, you can do search and filtering of transactions to dig deeper. For example, and here's the first example of that new Redwood filtering capability. You can find estimates about to expire. You can go to the next tab, and you see orders and returns, and you can filter there, as well as surfacing a history of receivables. Back on the Overview tab, you'll find the Intelligent Item Recommendation. Now, this uses AI to analyze buying patterns and many other attributes of your customers to predict the items that they may be interested in. We're advising sellers on the next step in the customer relationship, helping them upsell and cross-sell effectively. And now with 360, those recommendations are in front of them whenever they're working with the customer. But we've also mentioned they show up in various ways across the suite as a natural extension of their work, including sales orders, quotes, opportunities, helping you sell more in a very tangible way. Those who've been using the Intelligent Item Recommendations have seen a conversion rate over the last quarter of 11%, totaling $4.6 million. So check it out in your NetSuite instance. Now, one thing we believe at NetSuite is the best UI is often no UI. For example, when your finance team is finding exceptions, rather than a UI to sift through all the activity, wouldn't it be better if instead the system did it for you? So NetSuite Financial Exception Management uses AI to auto-detect exceptions in financial transactions and alert you to anything that's outside the pattern. We've developed an intuitive interface with Redwood to help you easily identify which of these are actual errors quickly. Let's take a look.
Financial Exception Management's AI algorithm is continuously reviewing all of my new and updated transactions to detect any potential exception. As a controller, I can see all exceptions at a glance, and for each one, the system predicts the potential impact as the difference between the expected amount and the recorded amount. I can search for exceptions or filter them by accounting period, subsidiary, or status using the Redwood filtering system. I can review details for each exception, including similar past transactions that can give me more context. Once I make the necessary changes, I can come back and mark the exception as resolved, which automatically removes it from the list.
So as you can see, Financial Exception Management doesn't just find, but also suggests fixes. AI has advised and assisted, making it a natural extension of your team. And this results in faster reconciliation and more confidence in your close. Switching to businesses with extensive project-based activity, the new reimagined user experience makes it easier to maximize success with a growing product portfolio. Open Air, our professional service automation solution, is evolving into its next generation as SuiteProjects Pro. SuiteProjects Pro includes an all-new homepage in Redwood. There are clean and clear dashboard metrics, KPIs, and charts tailored to your role. You can see here the entirely new, beautiful look and feel. And we've added AI for even more insights into projects without needing to run reports. For example, from the SuiteProjects Pro homepage, you might notice the project health meter is flagging projects that need attention based on key metrics from similar past projects. You can click into the project health check for more details on the problem and to get suggestions on ways to get back on track. Here, AI recommends ways to adjust staffing. And if you choose to add or replace resources, AI can help find team members with the best fit based on historical staffing, skills, attributes, and their availability. It's a seamless experience that connects info across your business, advising and assisting to fuel profitable growth. Now, we've seen how NetSuite can act as the foundation of growth by being a natural extension of your work. This foundation also allows you to more seamlessly get insight into your business performance and how to improve it, to get above the trees. We're continuously infusing the experience with AI to give not only a better bird's eye view, but also suggest potential actions based on those insights to pursue growth. NetSuite Enterprise Performance Management, or EPM, is a family of products that enhances planning, simplifies account reconciliation and close, and powers advanced reporting. It considers data from every department across your business to improve decision-making. Now EPM can help get insights even more efficiently because it's infused with more AI. Let's take a look at some of these new features.
EPM's narrative reporting feature will soon feature generative AI. Let's step into the day of Parker, a finance director at an electric vehicle company. Parker is preparing a report when he gets an alert. His company is facing a battery shortage. But this isn't a typical manual update. It's real-time, actionable insight. Parker uses AI capabilities to quickly update his report with this new insight. He knows a new supplier, Megatech, could help tackle the battery shortage. So he prompts the AI to incorporate the impact of this strategic move. Parker wants a clearer view of the situation, so he asks AI to generate a chart. Instantly, the data reveals that the shortage will be resolved within a quarter. And here's the game changer. AI not only helps visualize Parker's data, but also tells the story behind his numbers, making complex information easy to understand and act on. Parker refines this narrative, ensuring it aligns perfectly with his company's strategy. And that's not the only way he can get more insight from EPM. The AI-powered intelligent performance management capability is also being infused with Gen AI, giving him not only data-driven forecasts, but also clear, concise summaries that highlight key drivers behind those forecasts and guide smart decisions. It's like having a financial expert by his side, helping him take action with confidence. Parker gets a final boost from new predictive forecast explanations in NetSuite Planning and Budgeting. Here, he's tapping into NetSuite Planning and Budgeting's predictive planning capabilities. The new explanations help him understand the key factors driving these AI-generated forecasts. The prediction details explain the model's accuracy level, the selected algorithm, and more. Now, Parker can plan with even more confidence in his data-backed decisions.
Great stuff. So now that you've made these intelligent infused plans, it's time to see how they're playing out. So we've been making enhancements to NetSuite Analytics Warehouse, the product that brings together data from your NetSuite environment and beyond to develop deep, actionable insights. We've got a full slate of enhancements there also. Let's take a look.
New out-of-the-box AI models make it even easier to use the AI in NetSuite Analytics Warehouse. For example, you might use the stockout prediction model to determine whether an item at a particular inventory location is expected to go out of stock within a certain time period, let's say 1 week. Your team doesn't need to know which data science model is best for this prediction. They can simply choose a functional area, fill out the parameters, and run the model. Once it's run, this model can be combined with your subject areas in NetSuite Analytics Warehouse workbooks. The system can also convert your data into nearly 50 types of visualizations. Now, you can use Gen AI to help you create some of them. Just ask the Oracle Analytics AI Assistant to create the visualization you need. You can even ask it to add filters, change chart types, or add fields. And lastly, getting in-depth insights from your dataset is even easier with the Explain feature. Just one click will get you detailed explanations about key drivers and anomalies within your dataset, saving you time on analysis.
All right, so with capabilities this powerful, you want to take advantage of these. Great stuff. So if you aren't already, we have a way to help you do that. Yes, we've come to dealing days. Now, in the past, we've called these crazy dealing days, but I'm concerned that based on my past behavior, people think that I'm actually crazy.
Yeah, I can assure you, he still is crazy.
Well, I beg to differ with my wife. So this year, to make it clear that I am very sane, we're going to do regular...
We're insane! We're crazy! We're loco! There's nobody upstairs! We have one bell for short of a picnic. We're playing with a full deck. We've got one oar in the water. We're stark raving mad. We've gone off the deep end.
I am so typecast. All right, well, the show must go on. So, 50% off implementation of NetSuite Analytics Warehouse or any EPM solution when you purchase by October 31st. It's valid for all you SuiteWorld attendees, whether you're crazy or not, whether you're in person or on air. So reach out to your crazy account manager by voice, text, email. Just stalk them to take advantage of this crazy deal. It's good to know I still got it. All right. Dealing days. So we've been discussing some add-on products. We've also been working hard to bring AI enhancements to the core NetSuite that you use every single day, thereby bringing AI to everyone. Our goal is to help quickly surface insights by means of the natural user experience we discussed earlier. It makes discovering insights a seamless extension of your work. And we have two big additions. The first is, as we talked about with Hillel, we're bringing Ask Oracle into the suite. Now, this Oracle-developed technology gives you the ability to literally ask Oracle NetSuite anything. We've added this ability into the global search box. You'll still get the results you're used to, but these will be supplemented with deep insights from across the suite. We're also releasing our first AI assistant for SuiteAnalytics. This is a true assistant. You can have a conversation with it in natural language as it helps build reports and visualizations. All you need to know is what kind of insights you want, and SuiteAnalytics Assistant will do the rest. Let's see these two breakthroughs working together.
Finley comes into work on Monday and logs into NetSuite. On her dashboard, she sees a pleasant surprise. There's been a spike in sales over the weekend. She's curious what caused the spike, so she asks Oracle which product sold the most over the weekend, and gets back a list of the most recent top-selling products. She notices a larger than usual contribution from batteries, so she clicks on the product to see more detail. Right away, she notices a discount attached to most of the most recent orders. She wonders how this originated, so she asks, which campaign triggered weekend sales? NetSuite detects her intent and shows Finley a campaign that was active over the weekend. Finley sees this as a seasonal sales campaign that was just relaunched, with an incentive discount of 12% for buyers who purchase 2 or more items. This seems to be the reason for the higher volume of sales. She can see that the campaign will be open for the whole month of September, and since Finley likes to run a tight inventory, she now needs to make sure that she is covering the expected sales increase. So now Finley asks the question on the top of her mind. Do we have enough inventory to cover the campaign? NetSuite gives her an inventory snapshot to help her understand Wyra's inventory position and she has an option to open the SuiteAnalytics workbook where this chart lives. SuiteAnalytics loads her forecast chart, where Finley can see her original forecast numbers. She asks what would happen if her demand goes up as expected. NetSuite can dial her forecast up and down, so she asks, if my demand goes up 20%, how many units do we need to order? NetSuite adjusts the forecast values 20% and calculates that she will be 30 units short. All of this data is right in the SuiteAnalytics chart. Next, Finley asks when these extra units need to be ordered, and NetSuite tells her she needs to order by September 14th. Finley needs to send this information to her team to get those units ordered, so she asks the assistant to share the workbook with Cameron, her operations manager. Now her team is prepared to handle the increased sales volume, and Finley can move on to her next challenge.
So besides offering these great insights and guiding to the right actions, the business ecosystem is increasingly a resource to make your team more productive. Now, a redwood tree uses every resource available: sunlight, nutrients, water molecules from fog, to maximize its own productivity. And only in this way does it grow up to 3 feet per year to the tallest trees on Earth, living 2,000 years. Your business needs an environment that provides the nutrients of data and the sunlight of automation. NetSuite is that optimal environment, delivering these ingredients so you can maximize productivity and therefore growth. A great example is Text Enhance, which we brought to the suite last year. This generative AI feature uses data from across the suite to automatically write clear, contextual content. Your team saves time on writing item descriptions, purchase orders, job descriptions, and other long-form content. And it all automatically incorporates information relevant to each use case. Now, we've expanded Text Enhance to over 200 new experiences, and many of you have been using it to boost productivity. Like Christina from Action Import. She says her team gets to stay focused on projects because generative AI writes content using company data for them to review. Now we're taking it to the next level with a way to use it even more effectively: NetSuite Prompt Studio. Prompt Studio allows you to configure the way Text Enhance operates in individual fields. You can edit the default Text Enhance prompts or create new ones in any field that has Text Enhance capabilities across the suite, including custom fields. For example, for external-facing fields, you might want to create a prompt that has the format, tone, or creativity level that represents your brand identity. Let's see NetSuite Prompt Studio in action.
Here in the item record, I can see that the sales description was generated using Text Enhance. I can also see the format for the content, the specific marketing tone, and the item code and name that were used to generate the content. Now, let's go to Prompt Studio. I have a list of prompts already created in the system, including this one for the sales description in the inventory item. When I open it, I can see all the settings for the record, and I can see which fields this prompt is deployed to. I can give this prompt a description and name, and in the prompt template, I can provide instructions, in plain language, to define which variables I want to include to generate my sales description. Maybe I'll play around and include a recommendation of what to wear with this item, including possible colors. I'll save this, go back to the item record, and regenerate the content. Now, I see a new description that includes the recommendation.
That is so cool. That's so cool. Prompt Studio puts you at the controls of making generative AI improve the productivity of your whole team. You can go test this feature in the AI arena, in the expo, right after the keynote. So now for the developers in the room, we haven't forgotten you with productivity gains. We have a couple of very cool things to announce today. First off, we're bringing generative AI to SuiteScript with a new module that lets you apply Gen AI within NetSuite extensions and Suite apps. With this API, you can use large language models to automate all kinds of processes using functions like content creation, summarization, sentiment analysis. You'll be leveraging OCI's Gen AI services, giving you secure access to multiple large language models without the data ever leaving the OCI environment. This API is available in version 24.2, and some partners are already building amazing Suite apps with it. One of those longtime partners, Celigo, who've had great technology for our mutual customers, unsurprisingly, has built something very cool with this. And to give the details, I'd like to invite up the founder and CEO of Celigo, Jan Arendtsz. Thank you, Jan. You got some whistles. Did you hear that? You got some whistles.
For me, it's for Celigo.
Pretty nice. Got some Celigo fans out there. All right, well, many of the folks here already know Celigo, obviously, since they're whistling. But can you give us a quick overview of how you help customers extend the power of the suite?
So I think almost everyone here knows who Celigo is. But I think some people think of us as the company that connects NetSuite with Salesforce or e-com systems such as Shopify and Amazon. Of course we do that, and we do it really well. That's why we're well known for that. But Celigo is a whole lot more than that. What we are today is a full-fledged automation platform where companies can automate business processes. So what does that mean? It starts with all the apps that you have in your enterprise, being able to connect those apps so that you have a connected enterprise. Or being able to connect with your supply chain through EDI, your trading partners. Being able to ingest data into a data warehouse. Being able to design and create your own APIs through a full-fledged API management solution, including governance. And then, of course, being in the center of companies' AI strategies, because we are the conduit for all the data to enable these AI business processes to take place. So we're a whole lot more than just connecting a few apps, even though we do that really well.
Great. Well, today we're talking about all systems grow. So how are you seeing customers use Celigo plus NetSuite to pursue growth?
Right. So we think of NetSuite as the source of truth, the system of record for all these different types of business objects. And as companies grow their usage of NetSuite, they bring in other specialized business applications. Some of these other apps need access to this system of record. Let's say it's a customer sales order. And that's where we come in. We automate business processes. So think of like an order-to-cash business process. Everything from placing an order, shipping, return, so on and so forth. And I think the trend we've seen recently is back in the day, customers would come and they have an acute pain point and they want to solve that, and then they're done. Now, they want to use automation as a way to be competitive, have a competitive advantage to get ahead. And so they're thinking in terms of automation as a first-class citizen.
Great. And so we just introduced the SuiteScript Generative AI API. You're one of the first to start using. Can you tell us what your team has built?
Yeah, so this was built by our Cloud Extend team, which you see there on the screen. So Cloud Extend, and I think most of you know who Cloud Extend is a separate division that we have where it's all about productivity around the Microsoft and Google Office systems. And so what we're doing here is we're looking at a support case, and instead of a user having to go through and look at every message in that support case, we're summarizing that support case, including giving a sentiment. Now, this is just the tip of the iceberg. What the Cloud Extend team has planned is, since they bring in emails and documents and attach it from external sources to NetSuite business objects, they want to be able to do this more at a customer level so that they can summarize email communications instead of having to go through a single, go through each one at a time, and then have more of a sentiment at that account level. Yeah. So that's coming soon from this team.
Yeah, great. Well, thanks for working with us on pioneering this new API. And so what are some other ways that Celigo is using AI to help your customers?
Sure. So when I think about AI, I always think about it in two different ways in our space. First, as I mentioned before, we are at the center of companies' AI strategy. And Celigo itself has implemented so many different business processes by having agents and bots. So I'll give you a couple of examples. And by the way, all of these utilize our product. One is a typical knowledge automation bot, where a user can submit a question through a Slack interface, or it can be Teams as well. And then in real time, based on some of the AI capabilities, we're looking at different data sources, including Slack archives, product documentation, other community sources, and we are able to answer these questions immediately with great precision. And it's just been amazing as to the adoption that we've gotten in that. So that's like one good example, but there are lots more, such as prepping support cases so that an agent can look at it and use a draft, looking at sales calls, drafting emails, answering questions about your health benefits if you're an employee. These are all bots and agents that we have running today based on our platform. And then real quick, the second way we use AI is, of course, in the product. We invested in AI about 5 years back, and today we have several capabilities in production. Perhaps the biggest one is the exception handling, where we can go through errors, categorize them, and in certain cases, auto-correct and self-heal as well.
Well, congratulations on your team on being such pioneers there. So big picture, what's next for Celigo?
Yeah, so as I said before, we are on a quest to be the automation platform of the future. And so I'll give you a couple of examples. Recently, we came out with a new product. It's called the B2B Manager, and that's all about modernizing a somewhat archaic EDI space where customers can connect their trading partners and bring transactions back into an ERP such as NetSuite in an easy-to-use fashion where you have full control. Perhaps the one that I'm really excited about is the data ingestion into data warehouses such as NSAW. That's a purpose-built product built on top of our platform that's coming early next year so that even business users can use this product to ingest data into a data warehouse. And then, of course, AI. We think the holy grail when it comes to AI is being able, for a user to be able to converse with the product and say, I want to build a workflow. And it's going to ask you some questions, and it's going to go ahead and build it for you, help you test it, and put it into production. So that's a lot of work. We're working on it, but we hope to have that out sometime next year.
Well, it sounds like you guys will be keeping busy. And so where can these folks go to learn more about Celigo?
So I'm going to ask everyone here in the audience to please come to our booth. It's big, it's in the expo, and at a minimum, learn what you can do, learn how you can automate your enterprise, learn about some of the AI use cases out there, and many of the other things that I mentioned.
Fantastic. Well, thank you, Jan, for all your hard work and partnership over the years. Good luck with everything, and I'm sure there's plenty more exciting ahead.
Thank you for bringing a great partner as well.
All right. All right, so we mentioned that there are 2 AI tools for developers coming online. For the second, we want to make it even easier to write SuiteScript with Oracle Code Assist for SuiteScript. This is an AI code companion powered by advanced large language models running in OCI. So now we're here at my happy place, code. Let's dig in. Not even going to have a voiceover for this one. So Oracle Code Assist specifically optimizes for SuiteScript. You issue a prompt, it generates code. You cut and paste the code, in this case, codes for an extension to help summarize notes on sales opportunities, to let reps draw quick and actionable insights. Cut and paste it, deploy it, you're ready to go. Code Assist also helps with testing, documenting, and explaining existing code. And it integrates into Visual Studio Code, VS Code, so it works seamlessly with Suite Cloud. Oracle Code Assist, it's incredibly cool. All of this can help developers save time and boost productivity as they customize NetSuite and build Suite apps. And there's even more details coming on Oracle Code Assist in Wednesday's product keynote, so be sure to attend. So many areas of the suite are enabled with a tool called Guided Learning, which embeds step-by-step guidance right into the user experience. And it shows your team members how to execute tasks quicker and more efficiently, right in context. We've seen incredible uptake of Guided Learning since we made it available last year. 82% of customers with access to Guided Learning are actively using it to run through the 350 guides we have to boost productivity. And now we're introducing the NetSuite Guided Learning Managed Service to allow you to customize the guided learning experience for your specific business. Let's say, for example, your inventory manager struggles with quickly logging adjustments to the appropriate adjustment account. With Guided Learning Managed Services, you can work with NetSuite education experts to create guided walkthroughs for the inventory manager that walks them through the process from start to finish, following exact guidelines. Guided Learning Managed Service also offers analytics to assess your team's use of the guides, so you can optimize them to get your folks using the suite even more productivity. You can experience Guided Learning today in the demo den on the expo floor. You can walk through demos powered by Guided Learning, created by education experts who can do the same for your business. Now, Guided Learning is just one way to maximize the productivity of your users with NetSuite. We also offer Learning Cloud Support, or LCS. Now, LCS subscriptions give you access to MyLearn, the online learning center, where teams can choose from thousands of hours of on-demand courses, connect with trainers in live webinars, schedule one-on-one education advisory sessions, and build personalized training plans. We have over 28,000 NetSuite customers taking advantage of LCS to help teams execute everyday tasks more productively. Here at SuiteWorld, the LCS team is holding court, and they're having workshops, seminars, where you can get this kind of hands-on experience. You can also sign up for free access to MyLearn or schedule free one-on-one advisory sessions. It's all in the Learning Lab across from the expo. So run, don't walk over to the Learning Lab. Okay, so now you have all the tools and resources, the nutrients and sunshine you need to grow. But to truly maximize your growth, all elements of the Redwood forest must work together. From trees, to root systems, to leaves, to other living things around the tree itself. In point of fact, the main way a redwood tree grows is working with organisms that live on its roots and break down nutrients. In the same way, we continue to facilitate collaboration between all elements of your business ecosystem so they can work together to fuel growth. And it's in this context that I'm super excited to show NetSuite Suite Procurement. Suite Procurement is an indirect procurement solution that lets you punch out from NetSuite to vendor sites to shop for any good or service you need. And the first vendors to sign on are Amazon Business and Staples Business Advantage. Both are offering deals for Suite Procurement users. I don't know if they have, a crazy dealing days, guys like me, but there's still good deals. Amazon Business is offering a free 12-month Amazon Business Prime membership with a 50% discount on renewals. And Staples Business Advantage is offering dynamic pricing, which gives you an average of 10% savings on purchases. Now, what Suite Procurement does is it automatically creates purchase requests within NetSuite, routes them to the right people, creates POs, handles everything all the way through vendor payment. Let's take a look.
Here I'm logged in as an employee, and I'll be placing an order for office supplies via Suite Procurement with our new vendor partner, Amazon Business. Today, I need a keyboard and some pens. After completing my shopping, I can submit my order and I'm immediately punched back into NetSuite, where a purchase request is created for the items in my cart. Once approved, purchase orders are automatically transmitted to Amazon Business, powered by the Oracle Business Network, another benefit of our collaboration with Oracle. And Suite Procurement automatically updates the purchase order with vendor communications like order acknowledgments and shipping notifications. Vendor bills are received and posted automatically. All billed items are automatically posted to their respective GL accounts, and the vendor bill is auto-approved for payment when the order is received. My preferences settings include a mapping of trading partner categories, which lets me automatically post each item purchased to the correct GL account.
Great stuff. So what this means is no manual data entry for any transaction from the shopping cart all the way through to paying vendors. And Suite Procurement also boosts collaboration between your finance team, your purchasing team, and your general employee population, so everybody is working from the same playbook. Beyond procurement, we know there are other parts of your business ecosystem that require close integration with NetSuite. That's why we've continually added to our portfolio of NetSuite connectors that automate data sharing between NetSuite and the rest of your environment. We already have an extensive set of connectors for services like Amazon, Shopify, point of sale, marketplaces, and 3PLs. Today, we're excited to introduce the NetSuite connector for Salesforce. Now, 26 years ago, Mark Benioff performed Cindy's and my wedding ceremony. And now, all these years later, we're finally marrying Salesforce and NetSuite. This new connector auto-syncs your customer, inventory, sales order, and financial data between your NetSuite and Salesforce environments, eliminating tedious data entry or shuffling between systems. And it's powered by Oracle's Integration Cloud, Oracle's best-in-class integration platform as a service, ensuring scalability of the future. The result is more efficient lead-to-cash processes, so you can sell more and spend less. Another incredibly productive collaboration available in the NetSuite ecosystem is our ACS, or Advanced Customer Support offering. This team can be a huge asset in optimizing the NetSuite environment. I can't speak highly enough about it. Our experience with 40,000 customers in many industries over 26 years has taught us how businesses of every size and stage use the suite to accelerate growth. The ACS team goes beyond standard support, helping use industry-leading practices to meet your next growth goal. They offer a set of playbooks that help you hit key milestones like expanding internationally or IPOing. And today we're announcing a new playbook, the ACS AI playbook. It helps you configure, optimize, and create new AI capabilities throughout the suite, and the ACS team will collaborate to help deploy them. You can visit ACS today in the Learning Lab to talk about any of these playbooks. And also, as usual, we're offering the inspection reports to reveal ways to optimize your business's use of the suite. So please drop by the Learning Lab. We can also help you optimize the suite given the opportunities and challenges in your specific industry. From experience with tens of thousands of deployments worldwide over 26 years, we've learned how NetSuite customers in every industry maximize growth, which modules they need initially, and which modules to add over time to maximize their ROI as they grow. We've packaged these insights into a framework that we call SuiteSuccess, and that includes pathways for advancing your NetSuite implementation based on industry best practices. Regardless of your original implementation, all of you can use these stairways to support and propel your growth. For example, there's a SuiteSuccess stairway for healthcare organizations. Many of these organizations start by establishing a single view of their business, from clinic financials through patient billing and inventory. Then they move up to automating functions like asset management for medical devices, and expand the use of the suite into planning and budgeting, automating close, and then finish leading with business intelligence, all while complying with HIPAA requirements. There's also a stairway for services businesses. They start by seeing ROI quickly with project management automation. Then they elevate into workforce management and field service management, the solution we delivered last year to automate job assignments and communication with the back office. If you're a software or next generation hybrid internet organization, you might start by automating RevRec, then build into invoice processing and subscription and renewal management. Later, you'll accelerate growth by fine-tuning your people management and your business intelligence. And if you're a distributor or a manufacturer, you get your initial ROI with multi-location inventory management. But then you build by optimizing your warehouse management, all with the goal of reducing cycle times and shipping costs and improving other key industry KPIs. You can then go beyond to leveraging configure, price, quote, or shop floor automation and field service management. As you climb these stairways, the ACS team can be an incredible partner. Regardless of where you're starting from, they can help you implement new modules and optimize the system to make sure you're getting the most out of the suite. So that's why we're going to have, again...
We're insane! We're crazy! We're loco!
It's that
There's
dude
nobody
again!
upstairs.
Please turn him off! I'm not crazy. Okay, that's better. But we do have some pretty good deals. Uh-oh, I feel it coming on. It's like the Incredible Hulk. I think we're going to have 50% off implementation of NetSuite Field Service Management, 30% off a 12-month ACS subscription. Better yet, 50% off that ACS subscription when you're purchased along with one of our existing deals, NetSuite Field Service Management, NetSuite Analytics Warehouse, or any of the NetSuite EPM solutions. Why? Because we're nuts. Okay, you need to do this by October 31st to claim these incredible deals. Is a smoking hot deal, 50% off a 12-month subscription to LCS. So go tackle your account manager. He might think you're crazy, but he or she will tell you how to take advantage and get to all systems grow. All right, enough wheeling and dealing today. I don't think I can take anymore. All right, now it's really my favorite part of SuiteWorld, which is hearing from customers like you. To illustrate the themes we've been talking about today, I'd like to invite a customer who is the definition of all systems grow. They've taken off in a huge way while using the suite as their foundation of growth through it all. Let's meet Vytalize Health.
Vytalize Health is a leader in the transition to value-based care, which prioritizes quality versus quantity of service so doctors can better serve their patients. Vytalize's all-in-one solution redefines the healthcare experience across the US by helping patients take control of their chronic health conditions in collaboration with their doctors. Vytalize was recently named the fastest growing company in America in the Inc. 5000, with 90,000% revenue growth over the past 3 years. Please welcome to the stage Vytalize Health's Senior Vice President of Global Accounting, Jess Wejesica.
Jess, thanks so much for being here today. Great, we heard a little bit there about Vytalize Health. You have a unique business in how you work with doctors and patients. Can you tell us how it works?
Yeah, so first, thanks for having me here today. I'm excited to share a bit about Vytalize and then also about how we've been using NetSuite. And we are a unique business, so we're in the value-based care enablement space. And you sort of think to yourself, value-based care, what is that? We're responsible for strengthening the relationship between the primary care provider and their patients, right? And that's the strongest relationship in the healthcare ecosystem. And we provide services to give doctors more time to spend with their patients. So we do care coordination, and we do data analytics. We have suggested care plans that we can give to physicians. And some of the care coordination experiences are pretty interesting and pretty great. But we have, I don't know, just a lot up our sleeve to be able to help.
That's so cool. And okay, so we also learned the incredible news that Vytalize was the #1 company in the Inc. 5000 this year. Wow, that is amazing. Yes, props for that. 90,000% growth over 3 years, truly astonishing. Can you recap how that happened?
So we started as a one practice of primary care physicians in New York, and such a great idea, right? What we're doing is very exciting, and we went from that one medical practice to partnering with over 2,600 primary care physicians. That means we touch over 260,000 Medicare lives, and it's a pretty staggering number. And I appreciate that no one in the audience has probably heard of Vytalize Health before, but we are probably taking care of someone that you know.
Well, so you must be using automation to scale that quickly. How have you done that?
Oh my gosh, my poor staff accountants and their bank reconciliations, right? Who does their bank recs in Excel? That was us.
Please no.
All of our bank reconciliations were in Excel. And I went to my team, and through coming to NetSuite or SuiteWorld last year, I knew that you could do them in the system. So I challenged my team and I said, okay, I'll just make it happen. Just do it. And they did. So we have 47 bank accounts with thousands of transactions. And I would actually like to give a little shout out to my accounting staff, because they reconcile the bank on a daily basis and none of it is in Excel. So it's really impressive, what we're able to do with the bank recs. Another great example for us is the payment module. So I didn't even know NetSuite could do this as a functionality, but my accounts payable manager, Lisa Kemper, a little shout out for Lisa, she came to me and said, NetSuite can do payments right out of the bank, Jess, because I'm having a huge headache of going into the bank and making all these payments, and I'm just prone to errors. So we hired Connor Group to help us. So thank you, Connor Group, for your amazing support in this launch. So we make payments right out of NetSuite. So we don't log into our bank ever. We love our bank, but we don't ever log in because we make our payments right out of NetSuite. And we also have a workflow approval within NetSuite. So I can log in and approve, and then our CFO logs in and he approves. So we've added controls and we've added a good workflow to evidence those controls. And it's really helped us a lot. To reconcile the bank on a daily basis is pretty awesome. So I was so impressed with Lisa that I promoted her to Accounts Payable Director. So that's her new title. Go, Lisa.
Wow, that's great. It's awesome to hear about NetSuite helping get people promoted. That's a really good use of NetSuite. So how else does automation impact your team?
So I had a senior accountant who came to me and said, Jess, I kind of love what this bank rec module is doing, but I kind of feel like it's learning how to do my job, right? So here's automation. We're just trying to take out the staff level work and be able to analyze the business, and he actually ended up being right. So he was right. He automated himself right out of a job. But then he was able to go over to our FP&A side of the business, and now he works in budgeting and analytics. So he's a lot, not that he wasn't value add doing bank recs, but he really helps us control our costs, and I think he's a lot more fulfilled in his job now that he works in FP&A instead.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, so we've been talking about AI a lot today. I don't know if you've noticed that. It's basically every other word out of my mouth. How do you think about AI and using AI within Vytalize Health?
So we just started using the bill capture system, and that was another product that we learned about at SuiteWorld last year. So we started using this bill capture, and what happens is that all of our invoices come in through bill capture and are coded automatically by the system. So our vendors email Vytalize Health, ap@vytalizehealth.com, and that invoice is read by the system, and then it codes it as well. So we have some complicated invoices, and the coding happens in the background, and then our AP clerk is the one that reviews it. So all of it's happening kind of in the background, and then it gets coded appropriately, and it's helped us get better slices of the financial statements to give to our department heads, because our coding is, so accurate. Sorry, the computer makes a mistake a lot less than humans do.
Yeah, well, it's great to see using these, the relatively newer capabilities of the suite to improve productivity. So you've implemented NetSuite a few times at different businesses. What's the common denominator among companies that achieve the most with NetSuite?
So my favorite word is curiosity. And I had a manager one time that told me, just be curious. And it's really that curiosity that has helped us look into new ways of doing things and just really thinking about there can be a better way of doing something, but how is it that we can go about finding the right tools to get us there? And one of the things that I've always had, because, big shock, I don't know everything, but I want to give my team the tools to be able to find the answers themselves. And the Learning Pass has helped us to do that. So we have the whole team has access to the Learning Pass, and they'll bring something to me and say, Jess, I'm pretty sure there can be a better way of doing this. And I said, great, here's the Learning Pass. Please go explore all of the opportunities that are out there. And we've really been using the Learning Pass to teach ourselves how to do something. And then we always have weekly team meetings, too. So 3 p.m. Monday, I am proud to say I missed the weekly team meeting, but they held it without me. And we share all of our curious moments, and we share all of the ideas that we have at these team meetings. And it's really a place for us to celebrate our successes and just really, work together.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, just follow Jess's advice, and you maybe next year will be #1 in the 5,000. So what's next for Vytalize Health?
Well, I'm happy to say it's not onboarding another 2,600 practices, because that would probably blow my mind, although NetSuite could do it for us. We're mostly focused on expanding from our Medicare population. So we're expanding from Medicare, and we're going into other lines of business that include Medicare Advantage, and commercial, and then also Medicaid. So the hope is that we'll be touching more patients under the same umbrella of physicians that we're working with today.
Fantastic. Well, can't wait to see all of that. Thanks so much, Jess, for joining us today. Really appreciate it.
Thank
Congratulations on all your success.
Thank you. Thanks.
Well, that's a growth story to the max, and some great practical tips for tapping into the power of the suite for maximum performance. Now, speaking of performance, we have another amazing customer to bring up who literally drives performance for their customers and is also using the suite to drive the performance of their business. And you need to do that when your growth is coming from Shark Tank. Let's take a look at PRx Performance.
PRx Performance is on a mission to help individuals fit fitness into life. It all started with a wall-mounted squat rack that allowed everyday athletes to use quality gym equipment at home, even in small spaces. After securing a deal on Shark Tank, PRx equipment became the 11th most sold product in the show's history. More than a decade into its growth journey, this manufacturer and distributor continues to help customers hit personal records, or PRs, in both fitness and life. Please welcome to the stage PRx Performance's Chief Executive Officer, Brian Brash.
Afternoon, everybody. Evan, thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for coming, Brian. I was almost inspired to go off stage and do a few burpees. But welcome to SuiteWorld. And so on Shark Tank, you secured a deal with Kevin O'Leary, who was actually here at SuiteWorld a couple years ago. So what have you learned from him?
One thing I learned from Kevin O'Leary is business is all about connections. And like all of you, while you're here at SuiteWorld, one of the best things you'll get out of being here is the connections. And Kevin opened a lot of doors for us, like Walmart, to name a few. And something else he does that's very special is he invites all of his entrepreneurs every year to Miami to have a summit and get together. You get 70 entrepreneurs who are on Shark Tank together in a room. And we come up with a ton of ideas. And when I go back to my business, that drives all my employees nuts, but that's what it is.
Well, I mean, if I'd brought NetSuite on a Shark Tank, how do you think I would have done with Kevin?
I can guarantee he would not take it behind the barn and shoot it.
Okay, well, that's good. So what was life like, before and after Shark Tank? It was probably a bit of a discontinuity there.
Yeah. Before Shark Tank, we were doing about $500,000 in sales, just started marketing. After Shark Tank, we grew to about $9 million. We had only had 1 month of profitability before we got onto the show, and after the show, every month was profitable. So what we did is we took that revenue and invested it back into digital advertising, and that was a huge reason for the growth. Plus, it also doesn't hurt to get in a few million people for free, so.
Yeah. Well, what kind of growth challenges did that create?
The challenges of the growth, I mean, first of all, we outgrew our ERP system. It was not scalable, and it was a very huge pain point. And this is actually a lesson of caution for everyone out. Those of you who have not finished your implementation on NetSuite, I'll tell you our horror story. So we committed in 2019 to NetSuite, but we didn't jump on it right away. And I think everybody remembers what happened in 2020. COVID hit, and I don't know if you recall, but all the gyms closed, so we were hotter than toilet paper. We literally could only leave our web cart open for 30 seconds a day. And in that 30 seconds, we would sell out of about $300,000 of product. We had 7 vendor trucks coming in and 7 FedEx trucks leaving. So we was do all the pick, pack, ship. And that went on for about 5 months. Now, to make matters worse, the ERP system we were still on at the time crashed in July. And we started having to do things back to Excel and by hand. And to take it to one final next level, in August, we were walking up to the building and water was pouring down the steps. It was like a waterfall. We looked out at the dock door and there's water coming out of the dock. Our entire building flooded. Our accounting computer was underwater, and so we jumped into rapid implementation on NetSuite, and we had it up before the end of the year. But it just really proves that if you're growing, you need something that's scalable, and you need it to be cloud-based. You never have to go through what we went through.
And flood resistant. We're proud of our flood resistance here at NetSuite. So what was the after like, with NetSuite? Did you see immediate benefit?
Yeah. I mean, after we implemented, the goal of my admin is to get rid of all Excel. Excel's a wonderful tool, but it takes time, and the second data goes in there, it becomes outdated. So we jumped into the Save Search features. What processes can we automate and essentially improve the lives of our employees? Like we had customer service that was tracking shipments on Excel, and they were looking at old data, and so we updated those. So now they were in NetSuite, and they could talk to the customer and see exactly where their orders were real time. We also did some customizations. We created zone shipping. You can imagine we have very heavy products. So we customized it so we could pick, pack, and ship with the click of one button. And that saved hundreds of hours in the warehouse and improved customer satisfaction dramatically.
Oh, that's great. And what was the impact of all this on your teams?
Yeah, and then the whole team. I would say if you ever want to check on the pulse of the culture, go to the water cooler. See if they're talking about issues and redundancy and errors, and those are things that should be automated. So we have a very small team. We have a revenue per employee is a little over $500,000. So we're pretty lean. And so what else can be automated is the real question. And when it comes down to Black Friday, when our sales go up about 300%, we actually use the exact same team. We pull everyone from the office down to the warehouse. We all work together. And it's actually a lot of fun to see all sides of the business. And we can ship out an amazing amount of product because of all the automation that exists. And what it saves cash at the end of the day. And most importantly, Kevin O'Leary needs to get paid. So make sure that happens.
Well, with that kind of volume, PRx is obviously a huge hit, but you're an entrepreneur, so you're naturally thinking about what's the next product. Can you tell us about your new line, Sensory RX?
Absolutely. So at PRx, we believe everyone should have the ability to sweat. And movement is medicine. And so what we did is, there's a demographic out there that is really underserved. So 1 out of 12 kids right now in our school system is on the spectrum, either autism, ADHD, Down syndrome. And the challenge is, if any of us were stressed, we find, we can go work out, we can run, we can lift, but it's a little more difficult for that, for kids with sensory needs. So we created American-made solutions for commercial, residential, and that allow kids to jump, crash, slide, swing, play. And when we put these tools inside community centers and schools, what we're witnessing is, if a child may be a little stressed out and overreacting and disrupting the whole classroom, the teacher can say, hey, go check out the sensory equipment. They come back in 10 minutes. And what it does, it resets and regulates their sensory regulation. And that allows them to stay in the classroom longer and be a contributing member to the classroom, and everyone learns more effectively. And we're really happy with the solutions and where it's headed.
That's incredibly cool. And you use NetSuite to get that business up and running also.
Yeah, obviously with the template feature, we turned it on. There's no learning curve. Super easy for everyone to just jump into it. We did make some tweaks, so it's a little different shipping and customer experience, but those things all equates to higher customer satisfaction, and it's been a no-brainer, really.
That's great, and you're a true believer in all systems grow. You just bought NetSuite Analytics Warehouse. What are you hoping to achieve with this as PRx keeps growing?
Mm-hmm. And NSAW is kind of what I just, what I've been mentioning is it's about automation. But you have these third-party tools like Amazon, and you've got Shopify, and we use Klaviyo for email marketing. And to have all the different department heads pulling data from different sources, again, back into Excel, and the information's outdated, and it's just not an efficient way to doing it. So I'm a big believer. I heard this saying where data is worthless by itself, but when you put the right pieces of data together, it creates information. And that's what we're doing with NSAW. So if you can get rid of all the mundane, all the spreadsheets, and you can have everyone have a dashboard that tells them what is right, essentially, for their department, and everyone throughout the company is looking at the same information, then it saves time, and it's just a much more effective business tool.
Well, you've eloquently described how you save time with NetSuite, so what do you do with this free time?
Great question. This is one of my favorite things in my life right now, frankly, is I've found the solution to how do you get motivated to work out every day. And it's a pretty simple answer. What you do is you invite all your friends and all your neighbors over every morning to your PRx gym. Any gym will work. But what we do is every morning at my house at 5:25 in the morning, all the dads come over. Then at 6:15, all the moms and the daughters come over to work out. And then at 7 a.m., all the sons come over. For some reason, the sons get to sleep in. I think it takes them less time to get ready. But what it does, it creates this sense of community. And I spend so much time with my family every morning teaching them the values of health and fitness. And I'm getting in shape too, and they're learning just phenomenal habits. And really, it's because of the tools and the automation that your company does so well. So it's appreciated.
That's great. And so what's next for you in PRx Performance?
Again, thank you for the question. Well, once we have all these sensory tools, how do you use them? We are launching on December 1st a new website called ClimbRx. Now, it's actually live now if you want to go check it out. But what we're doing is we took 20 of the top occupational therapists from around the United States and asked them to be contributors and bring all of their content over to our site. So we're creating a site that's made for other occupational therapists, other caregivers, and most importantly, parents of kids who are on the spectrum and who have ADHD. There you're going to find educational tools, downloadables, but more importantly, it's going to be an amazing community of people that have been there and done that, and that can share best practices and really help grow the tools to these 1 out of 12 kids who are out there today. So check it out now, but come back December 1st when we launch it to 4.9 million people.
Well, that's amazing how you're combining business success and having great social impact. That's congratulations. So before you head off to your next workout, I hear you have some special offers for our attendees.
I'd like to say they're as crazy as the NetSuite deals, but this actually is the best deal we'll ever launch all year. And this is just private to this group and everyone on TV. This will be good for 31 days, but take out your phone. If you're interested in the PRx products, you'll get 10% off on the entire site for the next 30 days. And we're American-made. We're very proud in what we do. We're out of Fargo, North Dakota. So come check it out. The same factory actually is also where we make the ClimbRx products. And scan that code if you're interested. Use that same SuiteWorld 10. And finally, if you're interested in checking out the ClimbRx site, go ahead and use the same code. It'll give you 1 year of premium membership. It's about an $80 value, and I think you get like 5 downloadables a month, and become part of the community when it launches December 1st, and share any experiences if you have and if you can help grow. So that's the business, and that's the deal.
Well, thanks for offering that. It's perfect timing for those upcoming New Year's resolutions. Well, we can't wait to see what's next for PRx Performance and being with you every step of the way.
Yep.
Thank you so much for being here, Brian, and telling your incredible story.
Thank you so much. Appreciate the opportunity. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right, well, thank you all for being here at SuiteWorld 2024. It's because of you and what you've achieved that we're here celebrating All Systems Grow. And we're just getting started. The agenda's a bit of a revamp this year, so check it out. Right now, you can continue the fun with the welcome reception over in the expo. Be sure to visit the NetSuite Commons, your one-stop shop to connect with NetSuite experts. It includes the product launchpad, where you can see live demos of all the products we just announced. Tomorrow morning, meet right back here for a general session with SVP of Growth and Operations, Sam Levy, and more incredible customers. And on Wednesday, Gary and team will unveil even more all-new solutions in the product keynote. Meanwhile, Oracle Cloud World is going on at the Venetian. Your SuiteWorld badge gets you access to keynotes and their hub. And we're having one big, audacious party Wednesday night. Definitely, it's the most action-packed SuiteWorld yet. Thanks again for attending today, and have an amazing SuiteWorld.